Last week, we talked about semantic search, how AI finally understands what you mean instead of just matching keywords. But here's what I didn't tell you. The secret sauce behind the magic is betting. I understood how powerful this was when I built my own health agent. Do you remember I talked about my Aura Ring and my CGM story? I just discovered that embeddings let AI understand the relationship between my sleep score dropping to a 65, my glucose spiking after a dark chocolate and peanut butter, and feeling hungover the next day, even though those are completely different types of data. It's like having a translator that's going to speak sleep language and glucose language and mood language all at once. And I can tell you that, yes, they are all connected. These embeddings, once you understand the technology, you'll see why it's so foundational to everything that we've been talking about in this AI series. Hi, I'm Tracy Youngkin, a health informaticist. I've trained executives and led AI pilots. I build smart on fire applications. I build out data governance systems. Today, we're going to be talking and diving into the technology that makes AI understand your health data. Trust me, this is simpler than you think, and it's way cooler, especially for us data nerds, than you imagine. What are embeddings? Think of them as AI's way of creating a universal language for understanding meetings. Imagine that you're at a party where everybody is speaking different languages, and there's this magical translator who doesn't just translate the words, they understand the emotions, the context, and the relationships behind everything being said. That's what embeddings do for data. And this is how it works with health data. AI can take a word like chest pain, cardiac episode, heart attack, and myocardial infarction and converts them into what is called vectors. So vectors are like coordinates in space. If you can go back to your algebra, the x and y axis, it's somewhere in those spaces, in those quadrants. I like to call them neighborhoods. Here's the magic part. Words that mean similar things end up close together in these spaces, even if they share no letters at all. So exhausted, fatigued, low energy end up as neighbors in the invisible map, while energetic, alert end up far away. So it's like AI's created this neighborhood where all these similar health concepts live on the same street. And this is why your doctor can search for shortness of breath and find patients who wrote, can't catch my breath or winded walking up the stairs, because embedding taught AI that these are all neighbors in co-located spaces. So let me show you how this is already changing healthcare in ways that you may not realize. Let's talk about clinical documentation. At Mayo Clinic, they are using embeddings to help doctors find similar patient cases. So when you present with a unique combination of symptoms, AI can find other patients with similar patterns, not because they use the same words, but because their health data lives in that same neighborhood in that embedding space. If we want to talk about drug discovery, which is a hot topic, pharmaceutical companies are using embeddings to understand the relationship between molecular structures and diseases. According to research published in Nature, this technology has helped to identify existing drugs that could treat COVID-19 by understanding that certain molecular patterns were neighbors to antiviral properties. Personalized medicine, your genetic data, your lifestyle factors, health history, it can all be embedded into that same space. And that lets AI understand connections that would take human researchers years to uncover. IBM Watson's Health has shown those embeddings can predict which treatments work for specific patient profiles by understanding these complex relationships. It's like having that brilliant doctor who's read every single medical journal, seen every patient case, and can instantly recall patterns across millions of data points, except it never forgets, it never gets tired. Let me bring this back to my own health journey. My Aura Ring tracks my sleep quality with numbers like a sleep score of 70, restfulness, REM sleep, different things like that. And then it scores how ready I am for the next day with my energy levels. And let's say my energy levels for a day is 55. My continuous glucose monitor, my CGM, it's read 170 after 3 hours after that chocolate peanut butter ripple. Again, it read like at 120 around 3 a.m. These are random numbers in different databases normally. But with an embedding, AI understands that a sleep score of 65 lives in the poor quality sleep neighborhood. And then glucose 170 after a meal lives in that blood sugar spike area. Energy levels being at a 55, now that lives in the low energy fatigue zone. This is where it gets fascinating. AI can see these three neighborhoods are actually connected. So the poor sleep quality, blood sugar spikes, and low energy are neighborhoods in those embedding spaces because they often appear together in real health data. Any of you working in social determinants or social drivers of health should be super, super excited about this information. When I ask my AI, why do I feel terrible on days when my glucose spikes? The AI isn't just matching my keywords. It understands that there's this relationship between sleep, metabolism, and energy that are embedded within that data itself. So, this is that difference between predicting what the next letter is and understanding context. This is why the AI can now understand that can't sleep and insomnia mean the same thing, knowing that chest tightness might mean related to anxiety or maybe cardiac issues, depending on the context of what was said. Realizing that your family history of diabetes is relevant, even when you're asking about blood sugar patterns. According to research from Stanford Medicine, this technology has improved clinical decision support accuracy by about 40% because AI can now understand medical concepts the way that humans do through relationships and context, not just exact word matches. It's a difference between AI that reads like a robot and AI that thinks like a doctor. So, whether you're a patient or a healthcare professional, these embeddings are making your life better in ways that you might not notice. And you're going to be noticing a lot more with ChatGPT 5. For patients, your health apps can finally connect the dots between different symptoms and lifestyle factors. The bottom line is, embeddings are the reason why AI is finally becoming helpful in healthcare instead of just generating more noise like we found when we started getting more and more data. This is just the beginning. Next week, we're going to do something really special. I'm doing a super long episode. I'm going to cover the AI breakthroughs that just dropped in the last few weeks. ChatGPT 5. We're talking about how RAG, code generation, image analysis, speech recognition, and multimodal reasoning are all coming together in agent-based systems that can literally see, hear, think, and act like a digital healthcare assistant. This is a huge development over the past couple of weeks. So I'm talking about AI can look at your medical images, listen to your voice, describing your symptoms, access medical literature in real time. It can write clinical code and it can reason across all of that information simultaneously. And what seemed impossible literally yesterday, these systems launched this month. So here's what I want you to try. Pay attention to how your health apps and your medical searches work this week. Notice that they seem to get what you mean versus what they're just matching keywords. You'll start seeing these embeddings everywhere once you know what to look for. So drop a comment and tell me, what would you want to see in AI healthcare? What kind of assistant would you like your AI to do? Like if you could have an AI that could see or hear research and code, what would you ask it to help you with? Your ideas might be exactly what these new systems can do now. I'm so excited because I've been collecting data over the past month. I can't wait to show you guys what I've built. Hit subscribe if you want to keep building your AI fluency with someone who's implementing these cutting edge systems in real time. I'm not just reading about them in research papers. Thank you so much. I'm Teresa. Next week episode is going to blow your mind with what is actually possible in healthcare AI. Right now, I will catch you on the flip side.